Hi everyone. Welcome to It's Up to You Really, the uh premiere It's Up to You Really stream. Sorry. Welcome to It's Up to You Really, the first ever long form actual play of Patrick World, a powered by the Apocalypse game by Aaron King, which is now free by the way. You should go get it. Um my name is Eclipse, my pronouns are she, they, and I'll be acting as the game master. Let's go. Let's go in the order that I see here. So first, Bun.
Hi, I'm fine. I'm playing Sven.
Yeah. And Audiobore.
Hello, I'm the Audiovore. I'll be playing Dog Detective, a very good boy who gets caught up in some very bad situations.
Uh, and Jacqueline.
Hi, I'm Jacqueline Sheher, and I am playing March September Ward, also she, her, who likes mystery novels.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is a, this is, for those who don't know, uh, I forgot I had this. So y'all can see my, all the materials as well. So yeah, this is an AP of Patrick World, as mentioned by Aaron King, and we're gonna be playing it. And I guess I'll give like a vague recap of like what this world is, where we like the state of things. I, I will say like this is definitely continuing off the last file, but like we're we're totally happy to have folks who don't know you know what's going on and are hopping in. Favorite type of rabbit: Flemish giant, Holland lop, Dutch, Netherland dwarf, or mini lop. Take your pick. Bun has started a poll.
No, you
Perhaps.
started a poll.
I did not start that poll. Okay. So yeah, I guess with that in mind, uh this is a story that takes place in a patchwork world made up of the many dimensions, the many collapsed dimensions of uh a layer of reality called the Bureau. The Bureau's recently collapsed and all been merged into a single planet. Um, and it is held together by a material just called the Flesh. Last time, kind of big big picture stuff like the Flesh was tied to an ancient hero named Raka who was believed to be dead. And there was a conspiracy about her death that eventually brought the heroes of our story in trouble with a gangster called Black Star, and everything kind of came to a head in the end. It turned out that the villains from It's Up to Your Early Discs, as well as the Bureau itself, the power that was supposed to be protecting this place, were all involved in ruling this like icy city, this like weird cocoon that hung uh above the city of Temporal Lag. And it also turned out that Braca, the hero, was alive and was destined to enter this cocoon and hatch as a great moth, which has happened. And now there is a big, scary moth floating above Temporal Lag, which is now also known as the Flowery City, because it has bloomed with fungus and flowers and vines since the last time we saw it. This is a very like bluish, moody world, and it's also very silly. You know, we got some fun characters, but both PCs and NPCs. So yeah. Did I miss anything? I'm trying to think if I missed anything.
Did you talk about the call?
Oh yeah, there's the Parish of the Moth, which is a a like cult that worships the moth and was involved pretty heavily in abdicating for the birth of the moth from Braca. Um, Not to mention, also there's like Black Star is part of a family called Kingfishers who have connections to like a lot of the major factions in Temporal Lag. And then also there are characters. I'll just kind of go left to right and talk a bit about like how they got involved. Seb, who has some like connections with the villains from last campaign, the Parliament, and also like kind of has like that like detective background, and also has a friend named Judgment, or sorry, it's Justice. Has a friend named Justice who used to be a parliamentarian and is now a normal guy, and they kind of got involved. We have Dog Detective, whose friend Firecat was involved in some arson stuff that kind of was very close to the final events of the story. And also who's now friend Kitty Cop, who's now just I guess just Kitty. Do we have a name for Kitty Cop that wasn't just Kitty Cop? I kind of forget.
I was thinking that they're now. My thought was that they started interning with the Department of Immediate Peril.
That makes sense.
So they're Kitty Intern right now.
Kitty Intern, they them. Okay.
They're working their way up to Kitty Investigator.
Awesome. And March Ward, who's like Icon, whose favorite author had also written the text that like prophesized the arrival of Braca into the cocoon. Also, sadly, we are missing Jin, who will be playing Beast. Who I think at this point is just having a nice relationship with Black Star. They fell in love at the end of the last campaign. So yeah, hopefully we can next file we'll have Jen around, but for now we have all our friends. So yeah. Do folks want to quickly talk about I let everyone take a new move for this file. Does everyone want to talk about their new moves?
Yeah, sure. Dog Detective has picked up the new skill Ancestral Library. And I will pull up the full text of that to make sure my shorthand note is accurate. So, when you consult the memories of your ancestors, which live on inside you, you can read any ancient language. You can also mark one hex to answer yes when rolling with a question. An ancestral memory gives you the relevant knowledge. And which ancestor helped? So yeah, Dog Detective has gained access to some ancestral recall.
That's really
Wolf
fun.
Detective?
Well, I mean, one of my parents is a dinosaur, so who knows?
What I'm imagining in my head is that like
Got like 6 parents. A lot of ancestors.
In my head, like Dog Detective's some part of Dog Detective's ancestors is just like fairy tale and bestiary depictions of animals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I'm halfway imagining it as like Dog Detective knowing a bunch of stories about like his great uncle so and so who solved a similar problem, or and then partly I'm also imagining it as like on a children's show when the host asks the audience to help them solve the mystery.
That's awesome.
Where it's like it's I'm kind of like coming from both those angles at the same time.
Hell yeah. Y'all in the chat better watch out, because Dog Detective might ask you for some help.
Do you see where they are?
Who wants to go next?
I got the magnificent weapon move, which doesn't do anything interesting yet, but it does give me +1 harm.
Cool. Magnificent weapon, +1 harm. Is it a melee or missile?
Missile.
What type of
It's
weapon is
metal.
this?
My gun.
Oh, so you've just like you've doubled down on your gun.
I've doubled down on my gun, yeah.
Awesome.
Making special.
Cool. Jacqueline, do you have one for March?
Yeah, listeners at home may or may not recall that I at the a bit through last season started growing truffles across my back. Um, I have like weird fungus stuff now. What has now manifested because of that is the move Poisoner. So I can poison people now using fungus and such.
Awesome. You know, in mentioning March, I didn't even mention the fact that March is possessed by her grandmother.
Don't tell
Octavia.
anyone.
Yeah.
It's more presently haunted by than possessed by. The possession comes and goes.
Yeah, haunted. Awesome. Okay. Well, are we is there anything else that we want to talk about before we get into it?
I'm curious to see if Marsh's fungal weirdness is it in any way related to temporal legs newly acquired fungal weirdness.
It does have some fungal weirdness, that's true.
Ooh.
It's probably not a coincidence.
Yeah, fungal weirdness.
Given the layer of reality we occupy.
Very true. So, I guess I'll start with the bad news, which is that word on the street is that Seb's clone got the old Bureau nuclear codes. That is where we will be starting. People are whispering and chatting about the possibility that this clone of Seb, who I think people, I don't know. Actually, I'll ask you, Bun. Do you think people are aware that the clone of Seb is not Seb?
No, they're probably not. Seb probably doesn't really talk about it.
Okay, so so people believe that Seb is currently in possession of the old Bureau nuclear codes and is on the run. Seb has cut a swath of terrorism, assassination, and destruction across the patchwork world, with little consideration or discernment for the outcome, and seemingly no real plan. Yeah, there are things at the Department of Immediate Peril, obviously, in this situation are pretty hectic. People are working around the clock to figure out what exactly has caused this clone of Seb to seek out this this item, or to get these codes, how these codes were received, how dangerous they are. Like, if this if the old war machinery of the Bureau is still even functional, because, like, you know, the Department of Immediate Peril never had access to any of that shit. Because
It probably took like a good 4 hours just to explain the concept of nuclear weapons to Detective.
Yeah, that's probably the other thing, is that, like, in the world, if it's up to you, really, like, nuclear weapons are not really common. So a lot of people probably don't fully understand like what they are looking at when people describe like uh you know a nuclear bomb.
It took Detective a day and a half to really start understanding the concept of weapons broadly. So they just simply didn't exist back home.
Yeah, they weren't around. Um, so yeah, things that you do all know at the moment. Um, the old partner, old crime partner of the now almost completely disappeared. I think you all are aware of his position, but like most people assume he's dead. Um, the now basically fully disappeared Black Star. Um, his old crime partner, Snake Lord, has been claiming loudly to have control of the codes. Um, no one knows why he's making this claim, and a lot of people don't really believe it, but um, yeah, it is like he is projecting that like very hard that he has these codes in hand. Um, and then what else is there? The uh uh this event has coincided with a couple of kind of weird arcane phenomena. The artist Asparagus has recently come out of an auteurish slump, um, and has begun painting again, and it has kind of despite sort of ailing health, has gained a new kind of flush of energy, and has started painting these like gold and red, very impressionist paintings with shadows painted against like walls, floors, and pieces of furniture. Um, and then also people at a lodge southeast of Temporal Lag called Sunder Lodge have been having nightmares recently about red tendrils. Though they've been kind of scattered and no one necessarily knows why they're happening. And
Wow. Red tendrils.
yeah, red tendrils.
Is this Homestuck?
It's like the Red Miles in Homestuck.
It's like
Sounds a lot like the Red Miles from Homestuck.
maybe. And finally, the codes likely came from the bunkers to the northeast of Temporal Lag. But yeah, all this is to say, you three have been assigned, once again, directed by Menistivi, your mirror-fearing dispatcher. You've been assigned to not necessarily apprehend the clone of Seb, because like no one really knows if that's a pursuit worth engaging in yet, or if it's like if it might be a risk, right? Like but nonetheless, you've been sent to get information on this issue, to figure out what is the threat, what can we do about it, and you know, if those answers are like this is a big deal, like with the assistance of the rest of the dip, deal with it. So yeah, I think we find you in a place that we've found the three of you plenty of times before, in the sort of what do you call it, like meeting room in the Department of Immediate Peril. Recently, the kind of floral, tropical wallpaper in the Department of Immediate Peril has started flowering into actual tropical flowers. And so every once in a while, you will just hear a very loud gardening tool as the office workers at the Department of Immediate Peril attempt to resist and deal with the ever accumulating and penetrating power of of nature, that is slowly filling up the office. But yeah,
I hope.
yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I
no,
hope
go.
I hope the nature goddess that lives here isn't getting mad at us.
Uh, you know, I think it's a tricky relationship because like, um, on the one hand, I think she, actually, I need to remind myself. Do we have a name for this character? Let's say.
I don't think they ever had a name. Not that
Okay.
we know, anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, the plant goddess, I think I think he's used to like kind of having to deal with people like uh not necessarily being super happy about like having their their working space intruded. It's an antagonistic relationship, but it's not like a um it's not an all out war, you know what I mean? Like uh they claim some territory, they lose some territory. It's a game to them. Um but yeah, so yeah, I think like kind of tripping over a route that has kind of come through the middle of this meeting room and is like climbing over the table. Uh Menace Divi now wearing a God, what sort of drip is Menace Divi gonna be in today? Um excuse me. I think Menace Divi is in like a what do you call like the actually, you know what, fuck it, I'm going insano mode. uh he's wearing a like wicker suit. It's like all like wicker basket material, um with like flowers woven into the wicker. um Actually, I want to ask, do any of our characters look different, like significantly different than they did last time?
I
Hmm.
think Dog Detective has swapped out his old airsoft imitation pistol for a starter pistol, so it could make a loud noise and some smoke, still completely non-functional for the purposes of harm, but a little more, maybe a little more convincing of a fake.
Hmm.
I still have a real true gun.
That's more
Well,
awesome.
it's honestly more true and more real than a gun.
That's the most realist gun in all of this world.
It's kind of interesting because like being from leaving and having a gun and being from the bureau and having a gun are like very different things, right? Because like if you're from leaving, like everyone is trying to kill you with like death lasers all the time. But if you're in the bureau, it's like most people are just like normal citizens, so it's like I feel like there's a fun dynamic there.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to shoot my gun in the sky whenever I want to, and maybe touch the world 10 times.
That's awesome.
March's ponytail is like before it was like very tight. Like she had to gather a lot of her hair together. You gotta like you're going to give yourself traction alopecia, but like now it's just like normal and kind of longer.
Hell yeah. Um. So yeah, I think Ministivi looking tired, looking rough, as usual. I like. I think the thing that you've realized from working with him more and more is that like, uh, it wasn't just like the specific stress of what happened in the first file. It's like every anytime Ministivi is at work, he's having like a difficult day. Uh, but yeah, he steps in and lays down or sits down. I think you all already have like the information in front of you, And he says, I assume you all read up.
Of course.
While this may not be my first sinister doppelganger case, it certainly is the most intriguing I've encountered.
Yeah. Do sinister doppelgangers usually go for the violence, the killing and shit?
March like has to hold back, being like, I know some evil twins.
Well, it mostly depends on where they're from. The worst that got back home was they'd steal a pie or two. Uh, but around these parts, they do tend to be a bit more focused in their acts.
Yeah. Menace Divi like turns towards Seb with like the intention of an X-Acto knife and says, this might be a weird question, and excuse me if I'm overreaching, but like, could you imagine a reason why you would look for uh why you would want nuclear codes?
Uh, yes, maybe like I guess like maybe like a power grab. Like you want some like a power like a power grab maybe.
Power grab. Yeah. No, I hear you. We also got that letter the other week, which, I mean, just kind of ravings, but I don't know. And they slapped down the letter that's basically the intro. I'll can I just slide it into chat? How that will not that will not paste nice. Let me here. I'll put it into general. And also for the people at home, I will slide the text into the discussion. It's up to you, really chat in the Discord. Get in there.
Is there any reason why I can't just fire my gun like a bunch of times and hopefully one of the shots will just unmake them?
That doesn't really seem like a good idea. Like, are you saying like just fire it in any and all directions and hope that the bullet like hits them?
No, like just like go to like you know what my gun can do, right?
It does the weird like reality stuff, right?
Yeah, so like I go to shooting range, just like shoot it like 30 times, and one of those will maybe just make the dude. Because if he's made by the gun.
I guess so. I mean, I don't know. The sort of stuff he's saying gives me the sense that this guy's developed a bit. Maybe not too easily, you know, undone by some silly magic.
It also seems equally likely you might just create a second evil twin of yourself.
Yeah, but what if this evil clone is maybe more evil and takes care of the other evil clone for us?
We're left with the exact same problem.
Let's just keep like yeah, that's true. I mean, like we could just keep making more evil twins, and they could just keep dealing with each other.
I mean, there's easier and more predictable ways to alter reality, Seb. You could take up writing, for example.
Yeah, but my way's more fun.
You know, that did turn out to be true, huh? Ugh. Well, listen, I don't even know where to start with this thing. I don't know. Are you all feeling directed in one way or another?
personally, I'm kind of nervous about going after someone with nuclear codes. Maybe we should just hope that nothing happens and do something else.
Hmm.
I mean, should at least check, on them to see what they're doing.
I guess so, but it's just scary.
I understand your trepidation, March, but things are already happening. They're out there hurting folks, and I mean we're in the business of helping people who are in danger, right?
Right. Right. I
Like who,
know. I
who are
know.
who are we gonna wait on when everybody else is waiting on us?
I know. It's just like, yeah, yeah. It's just like you always say in your book.
I say a lot of things in those books. You'll have to remind me exactly which one of my many catchphrases applies here.
It's the one where you say, if not,
Oh
um,
yes, yes, that's right. Uh, if we don't crack, to paraphrase myself, if we don't crack this case, gonna roll away.
It's not technically murder if we kill if I kill Seb. If I kill this evil Seb, right?
Why is it not more? Why is it not murder if you do it?
Because they're like technically me, right?
Not at this point anymore. There's been enough divergence from the point of origin that they're no longer identical. If you ever were to begin with.
Do you think they'd be mad if I did try to do that?
I mean, I'd be mad if I tried to kill me. I
Yeah,
can't
but
say I know.
but like I'd also be mad if I try to be killed. And like an evil twin's like supposed to be the opposite of you.
No, you're thinking of the anti-self.
So,
The
but
evil
what's it?
twin is you, but twisted.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be very twisted to play like, hey, Eclipse is the Joker canon, and it's up to you really.
There are Jokers, but there's not the Joker.
I feel like it'd
Jo-
be kind of twisted if like I feel like it'd be twisted from my evil self to be like Joker.
I assume that Seb has like spent time living in Gotham for a while.
Probably at one point.
The Jokers love their games, their funny little games.
hmm. I mean, what is it the people who make power grabs like? What's the easiest way to defeat them? Because I think that we have to like challenge evil Seb. That's kind of. Should we just say like Bez? Is that anything?
I usually just shoot them.
I've been going with Seb too myself.
I mean, like an
Seb,
epithet.
yeah.
Until
Hmm.
granted, I need something to call them, but they're not here to tell me their preferred term of address.
Do you think, Eclipse? Do you think I have like the phone number of Evil Seb? Like, does Evil Seb like call my phone?
I don't think so. I don't think Evil Seb has really reached out. Sadly,
Like, is Evil Seb like the kind to leave like aggressive, mean voicemails?
no.
You know what I bet's possible though? That the two of you probably have identical privileges on old Parliament networks.
Hmm.
Is he even active or why?
Uh.
Granted, that's not something a detective would know.
Oh,
About.
you know what? Definitionally not, because one of the like major points with discs, like the main first thing was that all all the infrastructure was based on God's Glass,
Oh, that's
which
right.
which disappeared when the speaker died. So no, none of the old Parliament systems are active anymore.
Can I do something funny at least?
Sure.
Hey, Miss Stevie, can I borrow your computer for a second?
Ministivi gives a little sigh and hands over his really clunky, shitty laptop. Its fan is going like 1,000,000 miles an hour.
One of those
I've-
old 90s beige 15-pound ones.
Yeah,
I boot up the browser and log on to an Parliament IRC channel and just like wait while it's buffering
you
and
get
like
an
waiting
error.
to connect.
It's like a 404.
Yeah.
You get the little dinosaur game.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna work, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Seb's probably playing the dinosaur game.
Yeah.
Watch out for the cactus.
Maybe we should challenge Evil Seb to a chess game. Power grabbing, like, evil people like chess games, I think.
I don't like chess. I don't think Evil Seb would like chess either.
What do you like?
I like what's a board game that Seb would like?
Risk?
I like Risk.
Risk.
I imagine Stab likes to play Settlers of Catan, hoard all of the wheat, and never trade with anyone.
I also love Settlers of Catan.
Listen, we know this. We know this sub clone has shot people in the head. I mean, I don't. Even if they do lose this game, I don't think they're gonna go down without a fight.
I could just shoot them in the head.
I guess so.
I mean, the thing here, I'm still like confused of like why they're grabbing nuclear codes, considering they have a weapon of mass destruction as a gun that they got cloned with.
Yeah.
They might not be after them for their own breeds. Maybe they're angling to make a deal with someone.
Would a twisted version of me be a team player?
I mean, probably. You're pretty much a loose cannon right now.
Yeah.
Well, we got the other side of it, which is that the old Black Star gang is claiming that they have the codes. So, I mean, maybe there's some smoke there. It might be worth looking into.
Yeah, that may be worth looking into.
I heard about that, but it seems like a bunch of posture and hooey to me.
Yeah.
Still, I suppose we better do our due diligence.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that gang at this point is nothing but a couple of groups of nobodies kind of painted across the side of the road. Wouldn't worry too much about it, but yeah, I mean, I would appreciate it if you looked into it. So yeah, do y'all think you're gonna look into the Snake Lord Black Star gang situation?
Sure.
That's something we can do without leaving the city, so it's probably a short-term, easy to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas following up on the other leads will take us further afield.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So let me see. Are there any like location facility things? Probably not. Yeah, there's not. That's all right. Okay. So, no, there is places. This could be kind of fun. Yeah, I'm gonna role place using the table. The table. Oh, 66, damn. Oh god. Okay, I'll do something akin to this, but probably not exactly this, because I wanted to fit the vibe of whatchamacallit, temporal lag. So the Black Star Gang is currently set up in a uh in a supply vault that they have currently kind of overtaken for themselves. Specifically, it is a vault that is dedicated to the sort of temperature maintenance of an utter smorgasbord of of food condiments, mostly ketchup. So they're currently set up in this like kind of like a cheese cave. It's like a ketchup cave. And
The old sauce vault.
yeah, the old sauce vault.
Kind of like a cheese cave. What the fuck is a cheese cave?
Okay, so cheese cave is like a really rich person thing where it's like a big cave where they store cheese for a really long time to like age it.
Government cheese.
Yeah.
It's also a thing the U.S. government owns to store huge amounts of cheese they buy back from the dairy industry.
It's just a big
because they're
government cave of
oversubsidized
cheese.
and overproducing.
Is that what the moon
Yeah.
is?
Probably. It's that
Yeah,
for cosmic entities.
They launched all their cheese into space.
Yeah.
Perhaps,
Yeah?
perhaps, can we take a trip to the cheese caves? U.S. government cheese caves?
Okay, one day, but after the stream, alright? So, yeah, this cave is, I think, set, kind of on the, actually, I think it's, like, underneath one of the, temporal lag parks, in, like, something that, like, to most people would probably look like a catacomb, but is actually an entrance to this, storage cave. I imagine that it probably has a similar origin to a lot of the cheese caves, where it was like the result of like a condiment subsidy that the bureau gave out at a certain point. And now it is like there's just all this like condiment that like is not really being used. I think the main reason why you all know that this is where they are set up is that the Papel Gourmand has been relying on this for a while, and your friend Beast has been quite upset about the fact that like their restaurant can't really get the condiments that they need because these punks are hiding out in this cave. So yeah,
Absolutely ruins Chicken Finger Day.
yeah, exactly. I think we cut into our three Department of Immediate Peril agents in front of a chained and bolted steel door that has been kind of grafted onto this old like stone like I'm gonna say it's like marble. It's like very like fancy like Roman vibes. It's like this like weird little catacomb-esque building in the middle of this like public park where people are like walking dogs and not dog detective dogs, but like dogs, which is probably strange.
I tell you, that took
Insane.
some time to get used to.
But yeah, it is a like heavy, kind of rusted old door. I think it has like some copper elements, so like there's like a kind of a green crust to the whole thing. It looks kind of beat to shit, but they put some like pretty heavy reinforcement on the thing.
Does Dog Detective introduce himself to one of the regular dogs?
I've made that mistake a great deal of times.
You said there's just like a locked door.
Yeah, it is a like locked and bolted door.
Knock,
And
knock,
there-
knock.
I think you hear like some mumbling, some grumbling, and then a shout from inside. Someone is not even like moving up to go talk to you all. They're just like shouting from down in there. Um, it is a kind of strangely hypnotic voice, and it calls out "Who is it?"
Marsh like is about to say something and then gets like anxious. It is like that. No, one of you two has to like kind of steps back, like gestures, like one of you has to, one of you two has to talk.
Howdy there. My name is Dog Detective. I'm here with my associates, and we'd like to have a chat with y'all if y'all are amenable.
Ah, it's the dip. I'll go deal with it. And the snake person. I guess I just gave away the ghost a bit. You hear slithering as this person comes up to the door, and I don't think they don't have like a slot or anything. I think they literally just like they're able to like kind of squeeze their head through like the side of the door, like literally like their like head is so thin they can just like slide it through. And they look at you. This is clearly a snake person. I will remind Seb and Dog Detective that when you looked at the files for Bracca's medical treatment at the hospital that was kind of used to fake her death, the name on the file was Snake Lord for sort of the ownership of that hospital. So clearly this is like an associate of Black Star. And this person gives a little hiss and says, "What do you want with us?"
We're just investigating some pretty outrageous claims. You might have heard about them.
Outrageous claims. I don't remember anything of the sort.
Well, am I so you know that I'm, as I said, Dog Detective. Here with my compatriots, Seb and Merch. And can we your name?
Snake Lord.
Well, howdy there, Snake Lord. Uh, so we're just looking into there's some bit of word on the street, a bit of rumor. Some people are making claims that that you're you and some of your pals have come into possession of some pretty dangerous items, and we're just here to get your view on the matter.
Hmm.
I mean, I know you're invested in healthcare, and so I know that you're a community-minded sort. So I figured there's probably it's probably just sort of some nonsense going around. So I just wanted to make come over and we can clear this so we can clear that up.
Invested in healthcare. How do you know about that?
Well, you come across all kinds of neat little nuggets and clues in my line of work.
We read documents.
A lot of document reading. It's true.
Nuggets and clues. Well, it was nothing but a claim. We're just having some fun. No real reason
Kind of
for any of
fun.
it.
Kind of fun.
Just entertaining ourselves. Nothing to be concerned about.
Can I join in then? Huh?
What?
You're just having some fun. Can I join in?
Listen, cop. I don't have any interest in you joining in our fun. Now, shoo.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's a fair shakes. I would let you know. I'm gonna let you know that it might be a good idea to kind of put those those rumors to rest. As I'm sure there'd be some pretty powerful folks who would take it as unkindly. Is it they'd be might vexed by that news, or even if it turns out to even if they don't know that it's false. You know, it's a dangerous game to play, and I know I'm friends with some of your friends, and that means I'm friends with you by the transitive property. So I don't want any harm to come down on you.
This feels like it could be a stare into your eyes, not your own.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
Like, trying to get a
I'm
read on this
making a
guy,
move.
also.
I'm making a move.
Yeah, okay. Let's see. That's a 9. We're gonna ignore so the coin is only for Seb's moves, just for folks at home.
It has special coin powers.
Yeah, also let me move these over because they're not in the right spot. There we go. Okay. That is a 9 plus whatever you have in or sorry, roll the questions. Have you made yourself vulnerable, and do you know something important about them?
I do know something important about them,
I would agree.
and I think I might be making myself vulnerable with the implication that I know some people that they know.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, okay. I can see that. Cool. So
There's not a lot of people they could assume that to be.
yeah, that's an 11 anyways. So on a 10 plus, ask 2 from the list down here.
Okay. Are they telling the truth?
They are not telling the truth. They're lying.
So they might actually have these.
I will say, I'll give you a bit more detail, which is that you don't know if they have the codes, but the reason why they're saying they do is not just for fun.
Well, yeah, that I assumed. But
Yeah. You can put down one more.
yeah, I'm thinking. I'm looking real hard at
Cool.
them. How could I get you to be honest with me?
Hmm. Tell me who your friends are.
Now that leaves me in. Do I know? My understanding is that Blackstar is retired from their life of crime,
Yeah.
and they have no intention to get back in the game, as it were, and are content with letting people assume that they're gone.
Hmm. Now you could go for the angle of like, I too am mourning a good friend, right?
That's true, but also this dog does not have a dishonest bone in his body.
Right.
He would have a very, very difficult time pulling that off.
Yeah, I'll say like I think even just like no matter what form it takes, I think being clear about what you meant by that will
Yeah.
assuage some of Snake Lord's concerns, even if they don't get like straight answers about it.
You know, I'm trying to think of a way Detective can say what he thinks Snake Lord wants to hear without giving his whole hand away.
Yeah.
I'm like, because like the risk of letting them know that Black Star is alive is that they might start like tearing the city up looking for them.
If you want to take 2 stress, like you can just like lie without it having any bearing on your character's reputation. Like, if that is, or like, I'll say like you can take stress to just like if you want it to not weigh on Dog Detective's consciousness.
No,
Conscience.
I think I know what I want to say. I'm just like trying to put it in Dog Detective's words, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Was during my last investigation, uh, we made good friends with someone that you know very well. They helped us a lot with sorting out through that situation with Braca and the whole moth thing. And I know they wouldn't want you getting into too much trouble unless it were really worthwhile, you know?
Yes, I suppose you're right. We we have been receiving threats recently from the Sundrathia at Sunder Lodge, the the group that owns the lodge itself. They've been they know that we're weaker than we were before. And they've threatened to come in and take our turf. So we've made it clear that we're not messing around.
That's fair, but there's bigger groups at play here, you know?
Hmm.
Some big picture stuff. And just make the decision that you think is gonna keep you and your folks safest and happiest. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. That's not my job. And I know you don't want to this whole dog to yammer on at you for a year and more. But if you ask for help, folks will be willing to lend it.
Well, I appreciate that. You know who I do think might have access to those codes, or might have an interest in those codes?
You got any leads or clues or nuggets for me? I'd gladly look into those for you.
They kind of lean in, and they say, if Tony Sunder heard that there was power that could annihilate his enemies, he'd take it in a second. I believe that with all of my heart.
Keep it in mind, sir. Please, you and yours have a great day, and try not to keep too tight a hold on the sauce supplies, eh? A lot of folks are having to eat dry chicken fingers lately, and it's just not quite the same.
That's what that was. We thought this was like a blood bank.
No, it's all like ketchup and mustard and such. A lot of restaurants near in this part of town source theirs from here.
See. Yeah, we'll scram. It'll probably be easier that way.
Besides, if you ended up in some sort of siege situation, you get sick of ketchup for breakfast pretty quick, I imagine.
True. Um, they they turn around and they hang on. How far away can I sound from my mic? Fuck off, boys. they all scram out of there. Cool. Do we want to take a break?
Sure. Okay.
Cool. Let's take a 5. Or actually, do we want to take 5 or 10?
Let's do 10.
Okay, let's take 10. All right, I'll be back at 22. See you in a bit. And boop. we are back. Uh, whence we left off, it was revealed that, apparently, um, according to Snake Lord, Tony, Tony Sunder, the head of the, Centrophia, at Sunder Lodge, seems like the type of person who would have nuclear codes.
The question remains: are they the type of person that Seb 2 would give nuclear codes to?
Yeah, good question.
I think lodges are important places to like for mysterious stuff to happen.
Hmm.
It's I'm so I think we should go there.
My primary familiarity with lodges is places where you go to ski.
Same, but it's just that well, okay, so there were actually this is it's really interesting. There were 12 different books, mystery novels account yet last year that took place at a ski lodge. Four of them involved well, I don't wanna go too graphic on it, but it was interesting the number of like deaths via ski was really high last year.
Well, they probably need better safety training.
For sure. Also they need to like well, okay, one of them needed to pay their gardener more because the gardener was the culprit. Like another one of them was just sort of like a front. It's too much to get into right now.
Cool. Uh, so yeah, do you all want to head over to the Sunder Lodge?
Or
Let's do it.
Um, I think we covered it earlier, but what do we know if is there any like known harm that other Seb has done in that area that we know about?
I will say to the north, something that I just decided off stream with other folks here, north-ish of Sunder Lodge, and the Mythwood. Um, Seb, the person that Seb assassinated, or one of the main people Seb assassinated, was the sheriff of Nottingham. Uh, 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 a a bastard, but nonetheless an important individual. But no one in the immediate area has been affected by Seb.
You know, if we're lucky, Seb 2's just gonna throw them weapon codes into the memory hole, and no one will ever see him again.
That would be good.
We better get on our way. We've got a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, like, have any of you ever been out of temporal lag before? Like in your time in the bureau?
I have for trips home.
Hmm.
You know, I try to get home at least once a year.
I have not. I think that I've probably stuck to temporal lag. Because I don't I haven't I've been possessed by my grandma, and she doesn't wanna want me to see my family in a non-violent way right now.
Hmm. I in my head I'm imagining that you can tell me if this is wrong. In my head, I'm imagining when March originally moved from Saint Terralina City to Temporal Lag, she took a commercial plane.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
that's exactly right.
awesome.
I rode in the back of a wagon.
I
Uh,
love Dog Detective.
Dog Detective's awesome. Has Seb left Temporal Lag much?
I mean, they come from leaving, so I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
If it
Um,
easy for like if Seb wanted to go visit their friends and leaving, would that be something they could reasonably accomplish?
It's probably like difficult-ish right now, but like, I mean, I'll ask you, Bon. Do you think Seb has a way to get back to leaving?
I mean, I think so, yeah.
Cool.
Like maybe there's a particular setting on Seb's gun which just opens a portal.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Cool. All right.
But like maybe it's only accessible when narratively convenient. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got narrative juice in it.
And if that's true of Seb's gun, it's also true of Seb 2's gun. And who knows
True.
what chaos they could wreak when they get to leaving.
Yeah. So I guess two questions. One, how are you all preparing for the trip? And two, are you all getting like any vehicles or animals or anything for this travel? Because it's gonna be like pretty. It's gonna be a pretty long way. It's like a road trip.
Get I
What was that?
can I
Yeah.
do a can I do a reality patch for good luck on the road trip?
Sure, you can. All right. Reality patch is D66, right?
Yeah.
Or hang on, I gotta double check how it works. Reality patch.
It's around page 25.
If I
Okay.
remember correctly, it's a tens digit and a ones digit, each of which are a d6.
Yeah. So what does this look like? Is this you just like shooting your gun like randomly in the air just for fun?
Yeah, for good luck.
Okay. Do you create chaos and resist the lure of order with this? I would say so.
Absolutely.
Do you seek to
I also
spark
have the
joy in
community
your...
question for this.
Okay. Do you seek to spark joy or yourself and others?
Yeah. It's good luck.
Cool. And what's the community question?
I forget, what was the community question again?
Okay, I'll find it.
Does your membership in our moral order help you with this?
No.
Okay. So that's a +2 on a 10 plus. Alright, so let's see.
Good
Is your
luck.
lucky coin play in here?
Shoot, let me check, maybe.
Yeah.
What's my lucky coin?
Oh yeah, it's instead of rolling with questions, you can flip a coin.
Do you want to,
if you
Bun?
would
Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna do the lucky coin for this. I'll just go
Okay.
at the questions.
Yeah, I got a +2. It's pretty good. That's a 6. I choose a glitch.
Awesome.
So let me look at the glitches. Oh god.
For good luck.
One of these is really tempting.
Yeah.
uh, oh boy. Mamma mia. Yeah, that's really fun. So I'll ask. Let's finish the other two, and then I'll kind of follow up on what happened here. Yeah. Audiovore Jacqueline, how are you preparing for the trip?
My roommate probably has a motorcycle, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. What's their God.
Delirious Heaven Fuck?
Delirious
Is that right?
Heaven Fuck definitely has a motorcycle for sure. It's like covered in skulls and like it's like made of flesh.
Most demons do ride sick hogs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and back in like the 20th season, I mean like the few years ago, I had a phase where I just like rode a motorcycle everywhere and wore a lot of leather jackets, so I know how to ride it.
Awesome.
Still got your license.
I don't know if I ever had a license.
Fair. Detective is going through department's files on the place that we're going, um, like on Sunder Lodge and the people there. Figure out what we already know. Um,
Hmm. It is a. It
do
used to
some
be this very
research.
like nice, quiet lodge. It has uh, turned into like more of a casino. It has like a casino floor. Um, yeah, it's kind of this like quiet little lodge in the woods.
They're one of the pieces of the patchwork world which uses that money stuff I've heard about.
Yeah. Um, this is a bit of a weird one. Do you want to use inspect the area here?
I think that's appropriate. I'm doing research. I'm not there, but like I have resource materials I can use here.
Yeah. Uh,
Um,
do you take your time? Do you have help or specialized equipment?
I don't think I take my time. I think I'm in a bit of a hurry. Because I don't know what we're kind of under a ticking clock. It's a matter of time before something happens with these with these codes.
Hmm.
Uh, so I don't think I take my time. I do have specialized equipment. Is I have like the you know Seb takes care of the filing here, and they do a very good job of keeping things easy to use.
True. So +1. Whoop.
And I believe, if I remember
Uh-oh.
correctly, yeah, I also have this is where my community question is applied to.
Mhm.
Does my membership in the order help me? And it's yes, I'm going through our own files.
Cool. So that's a 4. uh,
Oh,
so you
oh.
ask one and be prepared for the worst.
Okay, okay. Well, this is the question I was asking. What is the history of this place?
Uh, let me double check my notes here. Um, yeah. Okay. Uh, there used to be a famous chef here. Um, and the name, actually, let me see if I can. Uh, I'm looking to see if I can find a piece of lore. Uh, used to be a famous chef here. Um, sorry. I might just give up on this and go easy mode. Uh, hang on. Let me just give this one last perusal. And if I can't do it, I'll just go with the easy one. Not have a name? Interesting. Okay. Well, hang on. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, no. It is the person who wound up becoming Gouge.
Oh.
The old chef here.
Hmm.
Does Detective have the historical knowledge to know that that means it was like Parliament adjacent? I
Um,
don't think they do. I don't think he has the context for that.
yeah, not necessarily. And I will say also, like, the vibe of it is like this is a like person who's famous in a famous leaving chef has come to be a chef in residence for a couple weeks.
Yeah. And maybe it was there they got the attention of whichever parliamentarian they ended up the head chef for, and
Yeah, potentially, or the
that's
opposite.
Those are connections that somebody like Seb or Garvel could make, but probably not Detective.
Yeah, probably not detective.
He's never been to Leaving. He doesn't know that much about the Parliament and its history. So
Um. Okay, so Dog Detective and March. When you go to look for Seb, uh, they're gone. You cannot
Oh.
find Seb. Um, they're not around.
Where's Seb?
don't worry. This old stiffer here ain't just for show. I'm gonna track him down. I'll track for down.
I I guess that is probably a pretty sniffable coat that he
Seb has
wears.
a Seb has a distinct odor.
Um, I'll make it easy for you, which is that they're the way that you're going. Center Lodge. Seb, you awaken in a rusty like metal hallway. It almost seems like the like undercroft of a huge battleship.
Huh?
There are these pipes that are like partially broken, and they're spraying out some sort of like terrible like amber ichor, and some of them are like wedged in or like wedged together with like wrenches or in the most gruesome cases like human bones. And you see coming down the hallway a like slow writhing mass of red tentacles led by a gray stone face. This thing seems hungry and like it wants to eat and kill you. What do you do?
Do I recognize anything about this situation?
The mask looks like Gouge. Looks like Gouge's mask. You don't necessarily recognize much more about the situation. I will say, like, the facility that you're in reminds you of, like, very faint memories that you have of fighting or of serving aboard Justice's battleship.
Hmm. It seems bad.
Yeah.
Seems very bad.
So
Here's my
yeah.
question. What happens if Hex fills up all the way?
You enter Hex fill up thing, Hexed, and you just it erases, then you do a thing.
Is there...
You either
Yeah,
gain
you
a
know
random
what?
personal tag, you either or trade a random move for a different random move, you leak, or you attract unwanted supernatural attention.
Yeah, you know what? I'll aim the gun at the Gouge face.
Okay,
I feel like running's a bad idea.
cool. Let me see here. Yeah, let's roll wound. Are you defending yourself? I'd say yes.
Yeah.
Have you witnessed them acting unjustly? I mean, you've witnessed Gouge, being, part of this alien police force.
Yeah. So yeah, both. Yeah, on both those counts.
Cool. Yeah, let's roll. That is a. Oh, sorry. I probably should have asked if you want to use your coin instead of your questions, but I mean, you did fine anyways. Yeah, that's a 12. So a 10 plus exchange harm, and choose 2 from below.
I also have +1 harm for my gun.
Okay. So you were going to take hard I'm trying to think of your arms. You're gonna deal 3 here. You were also gonna take 3 stress. This is a powerful thing. And you're also gonna choose 2 from below.
Uh, mm, force a change of location and create collateral damage. Collateral damage.
Okay. As you
So that's
try,
2 harm.
yeah. Cool. So they'll take 3, and then, well, no, you're also gonna take 3. Both taking 3. And then so as you as you take the shot, you get the sense that you can damage like the structure that you're in, and you get another sense, which is that the only place that you could move this combat, or not necessarily move this combat, the only place that you can go that's not here, and it's a place where this gouge thing can't follow you, is out of the stream.
Huh?
Do you want to leave? You want to wake up?
Well, that depends. Is this like an actual dream, or is this like an actual location?
You don't quite know, but you know that you can leave this dream. That's you're in a state of like of like subjectivity, I guess. Like it's hard to tell if this is real or not.
If I know I can leave at any time, I want to use that time to explore.
Okay, so you're gonna stay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess in terms of forcing a change of location, I think you managed to push them back into this like wide antechamber that's kind of in the middle of this this ship, which I think you recognize as the bridge. The like huge iron shutters are down, so like you can't see anything, and there's like a red light penetrating the entire space. What would normally be other machine and mortal crewmates are all just corpses sat in their seats. So yeah, what are you gonna do next?
Are the consoles like working on the bridge?
They appear to be. I will point out this gouge creature is still there. It's just you moved it into this new space.
How familiar do you think I am with like these kind of ships with their controls?
That's a good question. We could roll something for that actually.
Yeah, let's roll it.
Be prepared when you encounter something that you might have been prepared for. Roll with the questions. Do you know someone that could have helped, and did you have adequate access to what you need?
Yes, and what does the second question mean?
Like, do you have like tools or resources that you would require to do this?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so that'll be +1. Do you want to do your coin instead, or do you want to take the +1?
Yeah, let's do the coin.
Okay. What are the coin results again?
It's head or tails, and I guess which one it's going to be, and whichever it is,
Okay. Which one are you guessing?
tails.
Okay. Heads.
Dang.
7. So you got a 7 to 9. On a 7 to 9, you got the. I guess you did the legwork, but you mark 1 stress. So basically, you do, but you mark 1 stress. So you're able to flush open these like iron shutters, and you see that you are placed. You are in the sable skies, placed over the oh god, I think it's called Void's End. You are at the Battle of Void's End. The speaker has just descended to to complete the actually hang on, no, that wouldn't be, trying to remember where that battle went. Anyways, you are at the Battle of Void's End, and ships are firing on each other. It's hard to tell who's winning or who's losing, but at the end of the day, that's not the important part. The important part is that the consensus is about to begin. Yeah, this gouged creature keeps swinging at you, or is like kind of slowly rearing towards. But you have time to get some commands into the ship. What are you gonna do?
Do I know what kind of specific ship this is? Like, does it look important? Does it look like a capital ship, or what? What's the deal?
This is let's this is the PSS Glimmer of a Distant Sea. It is a crusher grade cruiser, and it is loaded with a significant amount of munitions and crew.
Is it like an important ship?
It's not necessarily important, but it's pretty powerful. It's part of a larger fleet.
Is there any nearby planets?
The only planet is Void's End, which is a like kind of planet of bluish grasslands that is set right against the sort of black carpet of the void. However, you are currently being fired upon by ships and anti-air from that planet.
Are there any like uninhabited planets nearby that don't have any like people?
There's a meteor nearby. There's like a large meteor.
So I have no idea what effect this is going to have because it's a literal dream, but I'm going to take the control of the ship and ram straight into the meteor as fast as I can.
Okay, let's have you roll Daring Do. Have to avoid danger. Are you being flashy? Actually, do you want to do coin or questions?
Questions.
Okay. Are you being flashy or impressive?
Yeah, I'm very much being flashy and impressive.
Did you say this might happen?
What do you think?
I don't think you ever implied that you'd be on a ship.
Yeah,
in a
no,
dream.
it's a no.
Yeah. All right. So that's a +1. That's an 8. On a 7 to 9, you avoid the danger, but at a cost or with a complication. Ooh. Cost or with a complication. I mean, I could just stack more stress on you.
I am at 5 stress.
Yeah. I'll be nice. I'll make it a narrative thing. I think that you managed to crash this thing into the actually, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna give you a tag. You crash this meteor, the ship into the meteor, and you and Gouge are incinerated together in this moment. And you wake up in a nice lodge bed. It is snowing outside, and when you look at your hand, there are red tendrils growing out from your palm. You have the tag marked.
Oh, no. That's not good.
Yeah. So Detective in March. Sorry, that was a lot of stuff there, but returning to you two. You two, I imagine, begin on your motorcycle ride into the wild.
Absolutely.
For clarity, Dog Detective is sitting in a wagon hitched to the back of the motorcycle.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
He's got a little seatbelt on. He's there with our bags, and he's got a little seatbelt on, holding him in. A helmet. He swapped out his cap for a helmet.
Awesome. Who wants to roll Explore the Wilderness?
Take a roll.
Hell yeah. So when you spend a day exploring a large area, roll the questions. Do you take your time?
Do I take my time? Probably. It's been a while since I've been on a motorcycle, so I want to enjoy it.
Cool. And have you been somewhere similar?
Have I been somewhere similar?
These are like dense woods. There are, kind of like gently swaying, pines, lightly coated in snow. So I don't know. Has March September War been somewhere like that before?
One time, one of my cousins knocked me out and buried me, and I had to walk out of the woods. But that was just once, and I was pretty tired, and I think that might have not actually have been me. I can't remember. So I'll say no.
Awesome. Yeah,
Pretty
they're
sure
both
you
fun.
remember being buried alive, but you're not 100% certain.
Yeah.
I was going through a really intense breakup.
The kind that drags on for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Like side note, I'm not even gonna come up with like who this character is, but I do like the idea that like also, we learn eventually that like, Octavia was buried by like her cousin officiated her funeral.
Oh right.
That would be fucked. Anyways, that's an 8. On 7 to 9, choose one. Explore the wilderness.
Let's see. I will go with I want to see something beautiful and wondrous, please.
Hmm. You see kind of like as you're surrounded by this like this mix of like mist and snow, there is a huge shadow of a walking mountain on these like long elephant legs, slowly kind of boom, 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 walking through the forest. And eventually the mountain finds a place where it wants to kind of remain for a while. And it sits down there and its legs tuck away under its body. And it's as if nothing changed.
Wow. What do you think of that, detective?
Oh, it's nesting.
Oh, it's nesting. And then I had to like I was like looking at it too much, so I have to swerve in the road.
Oh,
It's nesting.
Sorry,
like
there's a deer.
howdy, dear.
Cool. Seb, I have a question for you.
Yeah,
Does Seb gamble?
Zeb loves to gamble.
Okay. Detective and March S. Ward enter, approach approach Thunder Lodge. It is, I'd say, nighttime. The windows of Thunder Lodge glow warmly. Some of them with more kind of cold intensity than others. The more casino centric ones with their modern electronic slot machines and and intricate roulette setups. But most of it is quite warm and nice, and you see people in kind of cozy sweaters milling about. There's an old lady petting an iguana, which like maybe shouldn't be in this environment, but she seems to be having a good time. And I think as you enter the kind of main door of the lodge, you see that your friend Seb is totally fine. What is Seb playing?
Roulette.
Seb is playing roulette. Is Seb winning?
What do you think? What do you think? Is Zeb winning?
No.
Whose money is he?
We could roll for it if Seb's winning.
Oh yeah, we could. Actually, hang on, I just want to quickly announce which glitch I did, just so y'all know. The glitch was... Which one was it? Yeah, oh, I just had it, hang on. It was you appear before your greatest enemy. That was the patch. That was the glitch. Yeah, we can roll for that. Let me
Let's roll
see
for
what would make sense here.
Might I suggest Seb just flips their lucky coin?
Oh
That's
yeah,
true. You want to do 50-50?
let's do 50-50.
Win or
Okay.
lose.
Which one are you betting on?
Tails.
That's a heads. Seb is deep, deep and bad.
Yeah.
Actually, take one hex, Seb.
Okay. My hex meter's filled now.
Uh oh. You were hexed. When your hex track fills, erase all hex and choose one. Which one do you want to do?
Oh, what are my options?
You mutate, gain a random personal tag. You mutate, trade a random move for a different random move. You leak, everyone present marks one hex, or you attract unwanted supernatural attention.
Supernatural attention.
Okay. I think as the chips are taken from you, the red tendrils of your hand reach under the roulette table and like flip it into the air, and people like back up in like fear and astonishment, and like everyone in the casino is like looking at Seb in concern.
Okay. Seb like shrugs and shows her hand and goes, "It's me. It's this guy."
I think people are even more scared because they see that like the thing that's been rumored to be giving people nightmares around here is like on Seb's hand. I will I'll note again that the other two are here and seeing this. If either of you want to intervene.
Hey there, buddy. Seems like something's happened while you're well we got separated.
Yeah, I fired my gun for some good luck on the trip, and apparently I had a dream, and then I teleported here.
Well, I guess that's mixed results. It's better than most times you use that thing.
Yeah, the dream. Apparently, I was dreaming about God, the Gauge, and some kind of space battle. I ended up, yeah.
By the way, Dog Detective is in a like a aviator hat and booties and has a little sweater on because it's winter here.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was like some kind of space battle with Dodge, and I, I don't know that it was supposed to be a nightmare, but I just took control of the spaceship I was in and rammed into a meteor, and I woke up and had this on my hand. So overall, it was pretty all around. I think it was a good roll on that gunshot.
You have some strange standards, pal.
I mean, it could have been worse.
Hey, Merch, can you give me a hand? We better help these folks get their table set up back up.
Oh, yeah.
We help the staff get everything righted.
Yeah, I think one guy is especially pissed and is just like, no, I had 160 chips, and the dealer's like, I saw your fucking chips, buddy. You only had 150. All right, don't.
Why are you even mad about your chips? Money doesn't even real.
What the fuck
Money
you talking
doesn't
about?
even real.
Fuck you talking about? And he turns towards Seb. This guy is like 40 something. He's got that like bald guy, like balding hair, where it's like all fucked. It's like all like patch.
Yeah.
And he says, listen, I go in every day to my job at Ward Cosmetics, and I clock in, and I get money for my kids, and then every once in a while I want to go here and relax. I just want everything to be counted right.
It's you realize these chips are worthless, right? They don't represent money. Like set like points to like a game leaderboard of like the highest chips people got. It's literally just like a scoreboard.
No, I mean you can cash out here.
Wait, you can?
Yeah, it's all
Well,
that's the
what do you cash out in?
in money, the Terabucks.
You
Set,
better
set places a fist in their hand and goes, I'm going to win some money.
Oh God. Oh
Seth, did you
no.
get into debt again?
No, we don't have money. Debt.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering who's you were playing with before we got here.
um After you say that, it becomes clear who gave our friend Seb these chips as a uh a stranger. Oh god, I'm trying to think of how this character looks. What's a funny guy to be like a mafioso casino? What should Tony Sunder look like?
Um.
Maybe we're in a lodge, right? In the forest.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just like a big beaver guy.
Steve Buscemi's fun. Big Beaver guy is awesome. I do like
Like
Big Beaver guy.
like he used to be in the logging industry, just like chomping trees down and
What if he's like? Because I do like the Steve Buscemi suggestion that Aaron King had. What if it's like he's a beaver guy, but he's got that like fucked up face vibe? You know what I mean? Like
beaver shooting. Yes.
he's like a scary guy. So yeah, this like this beaver husk of a man approaches you all,
Like
and
he's half beaver, half bear or something.
yeah, and he says, "You enjoying the games?
Yeah, I need more chips.
I gave you your free fill. If you're out,
I need
you can pay me $10.
I need more.
You got your free fill. I can give you some for your friends here. Welcome to Sunder Lodge."
Howdy there. My name is Dog Detective, and this is my good friend and associate March.
March gulps. Did you say Terabucks?
Yeah, $10. Taraluna
Oh.
City.
Oh, wonderful. No, thank you. I don't gamble anymore.
You just give me the chips.
I'm not gonna do that either.
You know, now, Seb, we're here on business first, right? So now that we're all back together, we better get cracking on our primary tasks.
Business,
Tell
eh?
you what, if we fix this problem at this place, I'm gonna get some chips.
Hey, excuse me. We don't have many problems that need fixing around here. What are you people doing here?
Well, sir, we are myself. I pull up my we have like a badge, right? I think that was
Yeah.
established in file one.
Yeah.
I'm with the Department of Immediate Peril, and we're investigating a bit of a crime spree. And we heard that there was a an assassination not too far north of here, and we're sort of on that trail.
Huh. Well, you better be careful what you do here. Department of Immediate Peril and the Bureau as a whole doesn't have much jurisdiction in this part of the patchwork world. We we only answer to the Policia Terra around here.
That's fair. That's fair. We're here from out from Temporal Lag, and we're just sort of looking into what may or may not be an existential threat to everybody everywhere. So we'll probably have some questions for folks around later on, but we're going to be just sort of snooping a bit in the area.
Well, that sounds a shame. You know, if you the one thing I'll note is if you hear any rumors about weird dreams, don't give them too much credit. It's people getting all whacked up. They hear it and then they have the dreams and then they tell their friend and then they have it's not real. It's all in their heads. Right.
Gotcha. And sort of scribbles down some notes like dreams definitely real.
Well, thanks for the advice, sir. Well, I didn't catch your name. I get by context that you're sort of the bigwig around here.
Tony Sunder. Nice to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, Mr. Sunder. Or is that correct? Am I correct?
Yeah. He gives a deep bow.
Oh, Mr. Sunder. I am dog, as I said, dog detective, and I'll be you know what we're gonna be around. And
Would I sorry.
look forward to you know working together to help make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I will tell you. Just one little thing. Just one little thing. You keep in mind, you know, I wasn't always an entrepreneur. I used to hang out by the rivers, and I'd you know, you gotta catch some fish. You gotta catch some trash, make some tools and stuff. I'd set up these little dams. Set up these dams, you know. Live with them with my family once when I used to have one. Before the divorce, but I you know, these men, these loggers, they would come in, and they would see my dams, and they would say, "Well, this is a shame. This beautiful river all dried up." And they break it. They break the dam. But then it'd dry up anyways. The balance of nature was off. Don't get yourself too twisted up. Don't break any dams you're not ready to see broken, alright?
Well, sir, I'm not in the habit of breaking anything at all, so I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Good. And he like steps off and like you notice that like even before you mentioned that you were Dip, he like kind of had a sour demeanor with you, and like as he goes over to like his actual customers, he's like a lot more like cheery like, "Hey, you winning, guys? You winning?" Like it's very weird.
Don't win too much, or I'll bite through your kneecaps.
Yeah,
My big beaver teeth.
exactly.
You think your bones are stronger than them redwoods? Heck no!
Ah, it's all just a game, of course.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Unless.
Give me that.
Oh, I I think March is like
You okay there, March?
I don't like that there's the Terra bucks. I don't like that that's spreading around. I was kind of getting used to the idea that maybe money just wasn't as much of a thing anymore.
Well, I think it varies patch by patch, you know? Like, I get
Sure.
I've gathered that, it depends people who were if it was normal back where in whatever, little bubble they used to come from, before it all got mashed together, they're still clinging to that, you know? So, like,
Yeah.
folks like me, we're around where I'm from, it's pretty easy to adjust to how, things run in temporal lag for the most part. A little scarier, than back home, but, it's familiar in other ways. But, for folks like these, it's sort of like setting I noticed you've been having similar troubles just sort of getting wrapping your head around it, and it's some folks don't even try, right? They just cling to that.
Right, but I don't know. The world is different now. I think we got to figure out. We got to embrace that the world is different now.
Yeah, it'll take time.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, Dog Detective. It's
Hey, I know, I gathered from, context clues that you're not super comfortable with your family situation. So, I'll be keeping it on the down low for you. No need, making ways that don't need making, right?
I appreciate it. I'm yeah. It's like you always said in your book. You know the one?
Oh, yeah, yeah, that'll stand by in mine, uh, never share a secret without asking permission.
That's right. That's right. And I smile and I like look off into the distance a little bit. And I'm like in my head I'm like, "Oh god, am I going to have to call the grandma again for this?"
Grandma's been sleeping, but she's angry.
Yeah, she's hungry for more. Hmm. All right. So yeah, y'all are here now. What do y'all think you're gonna do?
I
Um,
would sorry.
so I have two angles. Um, Sort of like the cover being that we're staying here temporarily as like a basis for investigating the nearby areas, like the assassination uh of the sheriff of Nottingham and maybe other sinister acts that Seb 2 has perpetrated nearby, while pursuing the actual investigation of what's the deal with this guy, what's the deal with Tony.
Hmm.
A
Yeah,
little side investigation to the main investigation, right?
that's definitely fair. I think you kind of notice with Tony. Um, Tony often kind of moves between their kind of two stations, I guess, which is like one, they occasionally spend time in the in kind of the main casino room, just like chatting up with guests, and then they also spend quite a bit of time in their office, which is kind of
Because they'll
attached to the
have like
back of the lodge, and is like a bit more ugly than the rest of it. It's made of these like very like flat planks of wood rather than the kind of like logs of the main building.
I built this lodge with my own two teeth.
And then my office, I got Jimmy over here to take care of. He didn't do a good job, whatever.
They built the office first, and it wasn't very good. That's why he took over for the other rest of
Right,
construction.
that would do it.
But yeah, I'm thinking like like because I assume the department is able to get us like for places that use money, they're able to get us some to pay for accommodations.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we'll be like sort of like having a room here and investigating Tony while also looking into uh the trail of Seb 2.
Yeah.
That's,
D-
that
yeah. Sorry.
was sort of my that's like the angle that Dog Detective is looking at. That's what they're and when we can get a chance to meet in private, he intends to share that plan to see if everybody else agrees. But
Yeah. Do we maybe want to have like you all maybe like in like a corner booth of like the kind of like lodge cafe, um kind of chatting about what your next moves are?
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, you're in this like nice corner booth. The wall of this part of the lodge is this huge mural um that uh I think like depicts uh a game of kickball for some reason. It's like really weird. It's like a human game of kickball. Um and like the especially weird thing about it is like there's supposed to be like a very like intentional shape that the ball is being like kicked in, like its trajectory is very intentional. Um and it appears to be on a kind of greenish field um that is full of these like beautiful red poppy flowers. Yeah, you all have like coffee and breakfast food, and you're just sitting here and chatting it up.
well, Seb, I'm glad you're mostly okay, if not for what smells suspiciously like a curse. Uh,
I mean, if it's a curse, I kind of came out with the upper hand considering what I did.
like I said, glad you're okay. Just be careful with getting too patch happy, as it can. We're kind of in the situation we are because of that thing in the first place. So maybe try and just tone it down a little, eh? I'd
It's
appreciate it.
fun though. Imagine if
Well,
it like, imagine if like brings one of my friends here.
well, I get that. I get it. I do. Just like maybe like not at random when you're alone and we don't know what happened to you.
All
I could
right,
tell you
I'll
it was pretty scary for us.
all right. I'll leave using patches whenever I have company.
Yeah, wait, if something goes wrong, you'll have help, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I got I got a bit of a plan, and I was wanting to run it by both of you, see if you think it's okay.
Yeah,
W-
tell me.
I was figuring, we use our we book lodgings here, and we kind of built like a little base of operations to sort of do our investigations from, and we can work on a couple things at the same time. So obviously we got to look into the trail of the other Seb and what they're trying to maybe help out with some of the hurt that they've done on folks and on communities. But at the same time, we also should probably be taking a look into this here Tony fella, this Mister Center, and what better place to start than in the very business itself.
I think that's a good plan.
I figure we can make headway on at once, whether we decide to split up or all stick together, on depending on which what we're getting into. Uh, Also, I mentioned this to you, Merch. I don't think Seb noted. I don't know if Seb's aware, but it looks like since we're pretty close to the patch Merch comes from originally, uh, and it sounds like her family's pretty important in some ways. We figured I was figuring maybe it might be the best to just sort of like keep that connection under wraps, as you know, just because we don't want to make our pal uncomfortable.
Eh,
Put them under any undue scrutiny. If that's all right with you, it's your family situation. I don't want to be deciding things for you, but it's my sort of detective's instinct, I'd say.
yeah, well, we'll do what we have to. Is well, yeah, we'll figure it out. I she's sort of like takes a sip of her coffee. It is like blah, too hot.
Detective
Oh,
puts his head under your hand.
oh,
Aw.
Hey,
pat
pal,
pat.
don't worry. Well, I mean, worry a normal amount, but make sure you share that worry, because we're here for you.
Thank you. I don't want to be too angsty. Everything's fine. Are we?
Fine's a bit of a stretch,
It's
but
fine.
it's
Uh,
manageable. It's manageable. You don't gotta
yeah.
pretend like it's nothing. It's not nothing. But
I mean, somebody had those nuclear codes before Evil Seb did, right? Like the nuclear codes still just exist. Maybe the last person who had them was evil too. Um,
yeah, I'm wondering if they were just like on a bunker somewhere, or if maybe some former bureaucrat had them. Oh,
hmm.
I'm also wondering if they're the sort of thing that can be reproduced or not. Like, is it a piece of hardware, or is it a just like a series of numbers you could tell somebody?
I have a question for all of you. Are any of you like trying to get like a strong read on like the culture, on like the vibes here, like the culture here
I
in Slender
absolutely
Lodge?
am.
Okay. Do you want to roll Welcome Wagon?
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Cool. Does your reputation precede you?
Um, I'd say no. This is pretty far away from temporal lag, and I can't imagine I can't imagine many folks from Mystery Town coming over here too terribly often.
Yeah. Do you know and follow the cultural mores?
I'd also say no. I know
Cool.
them. I like tangentially from like the reading I did, but you know, a lot of it is kind of alien to me.
That's a raw roll. Let's say. That's a 5. Okay. Um,
Ooh.
on a 6 or lower, ask one, but be prepared for the worst.
Okay,
Hmm.
so I think I know who's in control here.
Mhm.
Um, and I think I know what's expected of me. I think they expect me to be a spy and a snoop and to put my wet nose into places it's not wanted. So I think the question I want to ask is who is the greatest threat?
Yeah. Um. hmm. Hmm. People seem really scared of that thing in Seb's hand. Um. The Parliament and the Bureau and whatever this strange soulless power that kind of rules over all realms is seems to be the greatest threat here.
Like big picture multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
Very good.
The emptiness where souls ought to be is the biggest threat here.
Leads me to wonder, is that new?
Uh
I
it
don't know.
is it it feels it's hard to tell.
This is all because like detectives not from a place where any of this had any semblance of impacting the reality they had until the patchwork.
Yeah,
It
makes
was
sense.
just kind of like the people from they were from a children's storybook. They had nothing. They had no knowledge of multiversal cosmology.
Yeah. Take one hex, detective.
Alrighty.
Sucks to be in a realm of terror and nightmares.
Gosh, it's just tough, you know. I only got I got a little dog brain.
Yeah. Cool. So it seems like y'all have a plan. You're able to get rooms pretty easily. Just like you're able to like procure some money from Dip and get.
Yeah,
get
there's like an
rooms.
account number that we charge it to or something.
Yeah, Seb is. I imagine Seb is able to like get on that. It's like a lot of paperwork, but it's quick.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Forms for when you're in a reality where currency is necessary.
Yeah, I'm realizing the break situation here is a little weird. Do we want to take 5 or do we want to just plow through?
I could use a 5 minute.
Same.
Let's take a 5.
Yeah.
Just a quick washroom break.
Alrighty. We'll be right back. We'll be back at 34. So see you then. Bye. Hello, welcome back to It's Up to You Really. Before the break, we talked about being in a casino and getting a space and a room, even perhaps they might call it that in real life. And yeah, so yeah, what do y'all think you're doing now?
Hmm. It's probably pretty late, right?
Yeah, probably.
I feel like I might just go to sleep. I'm curious about these dreams.
Yeah, that's fair.
A quick peek at my moves here. I think the detective is gonna spend the rest of the day journaling,
Cool.
and I will take one forward to my next interaction with Tony.
Nice, that's a good idea. Seb doing anything for the rest of the day?
Get a gamble.
Gambling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also get to do one more thing with my journal move.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So like I'm tempted by either starting a clock to begin a brilliant plan to bring people closer together, or, and I think this is more useful in the immediate sense, to better understand the feelings of the person I wrote about and get a free question from Stare into Eyes Not Your Own.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
What have I learned about Tony today? Tony Suplex?
Tony Sunder.
Tony Sunder, yes.
Tony Sunder.
Tony Suplex is canceled, but yeah, I get to ask one question.
Yeah. Go ahead and ask.
And I think my question is about Tony. What are you feeling?
Mm.
What is his emotional motivation in the brief time I've interacted with him?
Yeah. At first, you'd look at the guy and you'd say, "This is someone who has their shit together. This is someone who knows what they're talking about." That's not true. Tony is terrified. Tony is scared.
Tony is affecting the illusion of someone who's in control.
Yeah, absolutely.
For his own benefit, maybe for the benefit of his staff. I don't know. I'll have to look into his relationship to the people around him.
Yeah.
To see if it's exploitative or if it's like motivated by genuine care or desire for power over others. There's a lot to learn about this man, this beaver man.
Cool. I think my last question of the session, and we'll get slightly into these. Do any of you have dreams? Oh, sorry, actually, hang on. Sorry, Seb Gamble.
Yeah, Seb's gamble.
We'll do that after. I'll say like someone feels bad for Seb and gives Seb some chips.
I gotta win.
There's actually no option on any of our forms to approve funds for the purposes of gambling, so we can't get them from the department.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, it's just gonna be a coin flip. But what are you betting on?
Tails.
You got tails. Seb, yeah, what game are you playing?
Okay.
Poker. You
I
know,
know nothing about it.
you've got you got a shit hand, and you know, you're you're playing, and everyone else at
Can
the
I make
table
a
is pissed
suggestion?
off because you're literally a robot, so they can't see your facial expression. Yeah.
what if, what if you know how, like, it's like a troll when like playing poker, like someone has like a shit and they don't know absolutely nothing how to play, but they just keep raising and winning.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like that.
So basically me.
Yeah. They just keep like going all in, and everyone just gets intimidated.
Awesome. So Seb is now like pretty rich in terabucks. Like
Awesome. I don't know
not
what this
that
is
rich,
for.
but like somewhat rich. That Seb has some terabucks.
I have
Compared to
no
the
idea what this is for.
non-terabucks from before.
Yeah. Uh. Yeah. Fuck it. I'll give you the tag rich.
All right, I guess I'm rich now.
Awesome. Yeah. Sorry. Who is having dreams tonight?
I like to have some dreams.
Fun fact about Detective, they have dreams every night, and they have a section in their journal just for dream journaling.
Yay.
Uh. Do you think March is ready for uh like for bad dreams?
Bad dreams? Like, ready, like, as in, like, has she had. Yeah, I think she's ready for some bad dreams.
Okay. Well, just because like people have been saying that like you have horrible dreams like you have nightmares with red tendrils in this place.
Right. I think after hearing that, she I think there's just an image of March like, okay, I'm going to try and make this as easy as possible. So like putting on an alarm first of all. Second of all, putting on like drinking hot cocoa before bed, wearing a little like honk me moo me hat, and like a little honk shoe outfit, and just trying to get as comfy as possible to try and make the nightmares not as bad.
Awesome. So let's do be prepared. Do you know someone that could have helped?
No, my grandma maybe.
Yeah, she could sing an old lullaby. Maybe she sung
Maybe-
sang you to bed when
And
she
if it's a,
babysat
like
you.
a magic dream, she might be able to come in there with you and help. Who
Yeah.
knows?
True. Might be able to protect. Cool. So that'll be one. And then did you have adequate access to what you needed?
I feel like probably no, right? Like I don't have like actual preparation for this nightmare stuff. I mean, unless the stuff I did before counts, but it feels like it maybe doesn't.
I feel like in It's Up to You really setting, it kind of does, because it's like, I don't know, like, just, like, uh, like we've seen humble niceness or humble goodness win over evil in the past in this setting. So I feel like just having a nice talking yourself in and having a nice little hat and having some cookies and milk helps.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'll be +2. That is a 9. So you did the legwork, but you mark 1 stress. So you have a dream that there's a veil of red tendrils. You're in kind of a pale space. There is a veil of red tendrils separating you and someone who like I don't know. Is there anyone in temporal lag who you think March would yearn for?
Um, who was like who did Marsh have a crush on that was in the cult?
Oh, Gunk.
Gunk, maybe Gunk.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's this veil of red tendrils between March and Gunk, and you can't hear each other past it, but um, I think the reason why it's not like a nightmare necessarily, why it's just kind of strange and you only take one stress here, is that it's like you are like you're closer to this person than you are in real life, right? Like there's an element of like of 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 goodness to this dream that like to some extent helps with the strangeness of it.
Right.
Cool. And dog detective, are you preparing at all for rest?
Yeah, I call my parents.
Hmm. Cool. That's a move, right?
It is.
Cool.
Well, it isn't. It's like it's the move is written. Is for being able to physically spend time.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. Cool. Yeah, that would just be prepared for me. You'll
Yeah,
definitely get that first one.
Because like when I can spend 24 peaceful hours with my family, I heal 1d6 stress, and any allies present can heal 1 stress.
Gotcha.
The other half is once a session, I can ask them one question from Give Yourself Up to the Will of Fate, and the GM will answer from the point of view of my parents. So that's a thing I can do over a phone call.
Okay.
From that. So that I fully intend to. Let me just double check.
But have questions?
I don't think it has a hard and fast in the list.
Okay.
But yeah, just so I call them up and I explain about how we're you know we're in a different locale. Things work different over here, and we're sort of like we don't have sort of the institutional support we might back home in temporal lag, and seems like one of my friends is cursed now. There's been rumors about these weird sinister dreams, and how the guy in charge doesn't have as tight a handle on the situation as he wants people to believe. And I'm trying to figure out how to help him, how to help the people who live here. You know, just I can't. You know, it's a lot of it's sort of it's kind of more dangerous than previous cases. Kind of like big picture magical stuff going on, and it's a lot. And I'm just wondering, what do you if you were here, what do you think you might do next?
Hmm. I think your pop. Uh, what's his name again? Tony T Rex, who's very amused by the fact that this guy's named Tony. If you disclose that name.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, the fun coincidence that his name is also Tony.
Yeah. Tony T Rex will say, well, I just asked the guy, what's scaring him? I mean, maybe that's a little simple of me, but I think that would be, if I were asked that, I would appreciate it myself.
Why? It's a thing I intend to do. It's just gotta find the right time, you know. I think right now he sees me as sort of a like an instigator, an outsider come to mess around with this situation. So I think I might have to try and win him over a bit before that. But it's definitely on my in my notebook here. Questions to ask.
Yeah, maybe see if you can help out with a thing or two around there. That might be nice.
Yeah. Maybe it seems like some folks around here have been having a real hard time acclimating to how much the world's changed, you know?
Yeah, I hear ya. It's well, it's crazy out there.
It is it's beautiful too though. And when y'all are ready, I'd really love it if you can, when y'all are ready, come visit me in Temporal Lag, and can show you around the city, and you can meet my my work friends.
I'll be sure to drop by.
I know y'all are spooked by the outside. I know I was too, but what's a bigger mystery than this new world, right?
Yeah.
There's some great people out here, and I think you'll love them.
Yeah. Better keep me away from those pet dogs, though. Those are really freak me out.
No, they are spooky. I know. I barely get it. I'm still struggling with it.
Pretty weird. I mean, at least there's no more pet dinosaurs. At least not around here.
But yeah, Pop. Give my best to Dad and to Pa, and to Ma and to Mom and to Mama,
I'll be sure to.
and all the siblings, and her grandparents, and just you're all always on my mind.
Or
And
at
you know what?
least-
Since I'm closer than usual now, so hopefully I'll be able to come over for a visit sometime soon. Bring my pals over. You can we can just maybe have a nice family dinner.
Yeah. We're always rooting for you. Go give him hell.
Well, I'm not fixing to give anybody hell. That sounds kind of mean.
I mean it in a nice way. Like have fun with it. Show 'em who
I
you
know
are.
what you mean. I know what you mean, Pop. But yeah, I gotta go. It's bedtime now. All the best to everybody, and I'll if I get a plan in place to come over and visit, I'll give you a call about it.
You have a good night.
Now I gotta go encounter these possibly magical, mystical nightmares. So putting a happy thought for me.
Be prepared. When you encounter something you might have prepared for, roll with the questions. Do you know someone that could have helped?
I got all my parents and brothers and siblings all putting in happy thoughts into the world for me.
Awesome. And did you have adequate access to what you need?
I don't have any sort of like material mystical preparation to do. I sort of had my nightly ritual, but I didn't do anything special.
Probably just a 1. All right. That's an 8. I think you probably have a similar dream to March, but it's just like the silhouette of your entire family on the other side.
They mark the stress.
Yeah. And they're talking, but you can't hear them. It's stressful, but it's closer than you were before. And when day breaks, you hear from another room screaming and the crackling of fire. And that's where we'll wrap up. Thank y'all for playing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah, thanks for watching, folks. It's up to you, really.
Yeah, do we want to do our end of succession questions now, or
Yeah, let's do those now. Let me double check. Where's the old session ender? Hell yeah. Glad to have you here, Aaron. I think we're also doing per session experience a Mark 1 experience, and then also if you marked yeah, let's go over goals. Let's start with Bun. Has Seb progressed towards any goals or completed any?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Detective?
my current goal is to uncover the Bureau's secrets, and that I have not accomplished today. no progress there.
Fair enough. And March.
My goal is get a date with Gunk. My grandma's goal is bankrupt Ward Cosmetics. I don't think I progressed towards either of these.
Cool. Alrighty. Hopefully next time we'll get some of these goals going. Maybe maybe Gunk will come and visit. Yeah. Let me let's raid someone. Actually, let's do plugs really quick. Clips, you're already watching my channel. Tomorrow, I think. No, sorry. Monday, Bun and I are gonna, I think, probably finish FF14, right? Or at least ARR. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And yeah. Bun, do you want to promote anything?
I'm rabid.
Okay. Audiovore, do you want to promote anything?
I'm the Audiovore. You can find me on Twitter at Dwarven Anarchy, and you can find me streaming rarely on Twitch at twitch.tv/theaudiovore.
And Jacqueline.
Then Jacqueline. You can find me on Tumblr at Swampert. You can listen to my podcasts, Unwise Girls, where we critically analyze the Rick Riordan books, and also hit new podcast this summer, Dead Teen House Party. We've been rewatching the Scream TV series. It's very fun.
Hell yeah. We're gonna raid Vectroid. Go say hi. And warning, Vectroid's streams can be a bit much in the best possible way. She streams in 16:9, which I think is awesome. But yeah, everyone have a good night and bye.
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 Hi, everybody.